Welcome back to the Future Self podcast. Welcome to season 2, episode 8, the season finale. The short season, the personal season, the season of me talking about topics that I am so passionate about that I felt had the calling for a one-to-one conversation with you. I'm excited to close this season out because season 3 is going to be focused on communication with others. It's going to be focused on having sit downs, having conversations. There might be some interviews and getting to know some inspiring and amazing people, which I've already lined up. But I want to step into something different again. I want to keep exploring, keep trying, and keep finding the footing of what people enjoy and what's going to be the most motivating and the most helpful to a wider audience. But I can't fucking wait. I truly can't wait. I'm excited to sit down and change the tone of the podcast a little bit and express a little bit more of my thoughts along with another person's thoughts and, have a conversation and a discussion, not agree on certain things and allow us to express our ideas and be more open-minded. But this is the season finale. It is the year 2024. This is the first episode of the new year, which is so fucking exciting. It's so fucking exciting. To start the podcast only 6 to 8 months ago, and I remember how daunting it was with my first episode, and now it just becoming something so comfortable, something I'm so fucking excited to be doing each week, something I can't wait till it becomes a Friday and I sit down and I record and then I get straight into editing. Today's podcast, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Dear Future Me. I wanted to have a little less formal conversation and talk about some of the things that went on this year and, what I did good and what I saw, and just, sit back if you're walking, just tune in if you're driving, just a bit of background noise and something to catch your ear every now and then. But I wanted to, just have a bit of a recap of 2023 because it was probably the biggest year for so many, and it was the biggest year of my life. It was the biggest year of my life to date, and it demanded more from me than I ever thought possible. It forced me into positions I didn't think I was able to fulfill, and it pushed me out of my comfort zone's discomfort zone. I was on the fucking brink of the edge of the discomfort zone's fucking comfort zone. It was just a year of things I never thought possible to experience, but I'm so grateful for it, and I'm thankful for everything it allowed for and taught me and just brought for me and my people and the people I know and the amazing humans I met along the way with GL coaching. And it was a really hard and testing but special year at that. It was the year that brought the most progressive growth for me. And it's the year I felt most aligned to the people I work with through my coaching company. I met some of the most amazing humans that I think I truly will ever meet. People that I will cherish forever, and journeys that I just would not be able to forget regardless of the number of people I help. I want to read you something that I wrote myself in December 2022. At the end of each year, I do a major goal setting, sit down review of what went on, what I achieved, what I surpassed, what I stepped into, what I didn't achieve. I'm a very forwards, progressive, focused individual. I'm not someone as much anymore that needs to check off and tick off specific goals, but I thrive off checking off and reaching specific directions. I thrive most off knowing the direction I want to head in and pushing that to the absolute max. So I want to read something that I wrote, which is quite personal, but something I feel like I'm able to share now and just link back around to it. I will be 100% honest with you. I haven't opened this writing or letter to myself since I wrote it. It's been in my notes, it's stayed there, and I only just opened it today, and I thought it's something I actually want to share. So written in December 2022. Dear future me, I am grateful, I am thankful, I am inspired, and just so proud of everything you have done. I know this year might not be easy. I know it might have not been kind. And I know that you have overcome so many challenges to get to the point you're in today. I owe it to you. I am still here. Not only am I still here, I am thriving. I am thriving in the life you have worked for, the goals you have achieved, the risks you took, the dark nights you found your way through, and the bright days that your hard work has allowed for. I know you had to toughen your skin against friction. I know you had to learn to let go, to step into the discomfort, to evolve from what you have known for so long. I am so proud of you, and I have no words to express what you have created for me. You showed me what I didn't think to even be possible. You showed me that we are only ever withheld back from what our mind allows us to think. You showed me that backing yourself is worth it every time. You showed me that you don't need to be understood by everyone to do good things. You just need the right people, a good motive, and a whole lot of love and care along the way. I know I gave you the burden of perfectionism, high stress, high achievement, the need for control, emotions to process, and many things to be at peace with, though I knew that only you could do it because I wasn't ready. Oh, fuck it over. I just got a wave of goosebumps. Fuck. I know you'll be sitting here proud of yourself, thankful for me, and excited for what's to come. The love you allowed for me this year, I am in debt to for you, and I hope that you feel it was all worth it. You're my dream version with plenty of love. Thank you. Fucking hell. Give me 1 second, please. Oh. Fucking hell. That got me good. What a smart kid. 2022 December me writing from the heart. 2023 was the biggest year. I experienced some things I never wanted to experience. I achieved, like I said, some things I just didn't think to be possible. It was a hard year for so many, not just myself. It was fucking absolutely insane. It was insane. And I'm so proud of myself and grateful for everything that I've achieved and navigated through. But nothing makes me more proud than backing myself and my decisions and my thoughts and my alignment. I feel like without backing yourself, you are a soul that is going to be navigated by the projection, opinions, and boundaries of other individuals. Learning to back yourself doesn't mean you need to be cocky, doesn't mean you need to be arrogant or an asshole. It doesn't mean that you need to not listen or be open-minded. It just means that you back yourself. It means that you back what you think, what you feel, what you know, and what you want. It's not lowering yourself down for anyone. It's not making yourself small because people are scared. It's not adhering to the society-based norms of what you should do or what you're supposed to do or what's expected. This is your fucking life. Nothing is expected of you other than for you to live the way you want to live. And that's something that a lot of people don't resonate with and they don't fucking understand. And it's something that a lot of people don't agree with. It's, there's a birthday event, you have to go to it. There's a celebration, you have to go to it. You're supposed to do this, you have to do that. Oh, don't do that. No one does that. It's just so much pressure and expectation of what you're supposed to do. And I live it to the 100% for my own life. I live my life the way I want to live it because these are my 100 years maximum on this earth. And I want to absolutely just align to everything that feels right to me and my people. Being misunderstood is not a me only thing. It is something everyone feels in some way. We all have our own thoughts and our own feelings and our own wants, and they're not supposed to be understood by everyone. Again, they're your thoughts, feelings, and wants. This is your life. You're able to live it the way you want to. If living your life negatively impacts other individuals, that's something that you could probably change. If the way you live is a detriment to others, as a human being, I feel like one of our responsibilities on this earth is to look after other individuals and help in some way. If you're causing detriment or you're causing a negative dynamic around that, I feel like living your life is not a good enough reason to do bad things. But if all you're trying to do is good things, look after you, look after those around you, help people, do your fucking thing. Do your fucking thing. Look after yourself. Treat yourself well. Treat yourself right. Don't worry about what other people think or feel. And I know it's so easy to say that, and the friction that you experience or the actual experience of that is really hard. But it's not as hard as continuously letting yourself down. It is not as hard as you being the first thing that is dropped all the time. The year 2023 was a year that I really knuckled down on me and what I want to do. I wanted to buy a house, or I wanted to be on the way to buying a house. I wanted to set up my business towards more online. I'm doing all of those things still now. I'm still actioning everything. The difference between last year and this year is only a date. The same vision is still in mind. The same work ethic is still backing what I want. I'm still here doing everything I was, only better and more if needed, or less if that's what it takes. A question I want to ask you, which I feel like for some they can brush off, whatever, no big deal. For others, it might be pretty impactful. And it is, do you relate to yourself of January 2023? This time last year, do you relate to that human being or not? Because if you still relate to who that person is on many levels, something needs to change. Your life needs to be forever evolving and progressing. That doesn't mean at a rapid rate. That doesn't mean you need to not relate to that person at all. And I'm not saying that you have to be every single year perfect and progressing. Progress demands regression. That is a key factor of progression. And regression isn't always one day, 1 week, or a month. You can regress for a year. I met people at the back end of last year who I did a consult with or consults with, who were saying enough is enough. Like, this year was fucked. I spent it doing the wrong things, partying, vaping, wasting my money, hanging around toxic people, essentially killing myself with the external lifestyle factored choices I was making. And they wanted change. 2024, their feeling is their year to change things for themselves. But I love that they started actioning it last year. It's not a New Year's resolution, new year, new me. It was a fuck this. That year was not what I wanted it to be. Things need to change. And they're changing it now. I'm working with them now. It's fucking unreal to see how far they've come and what they're doing. But linking back around to that question, do you relate to that individual? Because I know I look back at January 2023 version of myself. I was in a smaller house. I was out partying. I was just coming off the back ends of partying. My boundaries were developing, but still pretty shit. I wasn't showing up for myself in the ways I am now. Now, I'm not naive or too shy to say that I can be extreme with my own self at times. When I want something, I will fucking get it and nothing will stop that. But I also like to jump into it wholeheartedly. I am almost a year having not drank a single drop of alcohol. It'll be in a few months. But it wasn't something I wanted to limit. It wasn't something I wanted to reduce. I wanted to eliminate it. The taste of it fucking sucks, and I don't like being out of control, and I don't like the person it makes me, so why would I continue it? Oh, well, because of parties and events, and it's nice at the end of a week to have a drink, or it's nice to bond over a drink. Not for me. If we need a bond over a drink, I don't want to be fucking friends with you. If that's what you find nice, that's fine. I don't find that nice. I like doing different things. I'm not better than you, and I'm not trying to advocate that I'm better than you. It's just not what aligns to me, and I'm so self-aligned that I won't do things that don't work for me or don't align for me in my life. I don't need permission from anyone. Not a single fucking person, friends, family, co-workers, internal or external people in my circle to allow me to live my life. They don't dictate what I do or don't do. They don't tell me what I should be doing. I love advice. I ask for advice from so many people, and I love different perspectives. I don't think my way of living is the only way and the only right way, but I back myself. I'm only trying to show up for me and do right by me, so I feel like I stick by that. If you feel like you still relate to that human, maybe this podcast is the podcast that calls for change for you. It could be the one that sparks a realization that we are in another new year. Is this going to be another year that you set some bullshit resolutions? You start lacking on them after a few months. You're back into the old vicious, toxic, regressive or negative cycles. And then it repeats itself again and again and again. If you set some New Year's resolutions, the all or nothing, I'm going to stop partying, I'm going to train 5 days a week, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to stop hanging out with this person, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm proud of you, but I promise you it's not going to last. There is a reason you didn't do it last year. You're not going to flip that 0 to 100 overnight. If it's really fucking hard right now, it's probably not going to last. If you slow it down, give yourself the full year. I have the full year to get out of these bad habits. I have the full year to start developing my training. I have the full year to progress what I'm doing. That doesn't mean you have the full year so I'll do it later. It means start now, but give yourself time. What have we talked about? The stepping stone principle. The factor of adding in small new differences week to week, doing it slowly. I am 4 to 5 years into building this lifestyle, learning boundaries, showing up for me. 4 to 5 years into business, it's taken that long to even get it to a position that I feel comfortable with how it is, but I still want for it to be progressive. 4 to 5 years. And you're trying to make those changes in a few months. In 60 to 90 days, 3 months, it's not going to fucking happen. And then you're going to be so brutal on yourself that it didn't happen. And then you're going to fall into those cycles. And then you're going to say, well, I'll start it next year. Or I'll action it at the end of the year. And then bang, next year. Same thing again. Same fucking thing again. I don't know what it's going to take for you to change the things you know that aren't serving you or the things that aren't good to you. But I hope that you can sit there after this and it plays on your mind and you go, fuck, like, this is something I need to change. It's my responsibility. I have 15 episodes by now. All of them with the purpose of just trying to help, spark a different idea, expose yourself to them. They are there to give you a different perspective. My perspective is not the only right way. It is not the only perspective I ever want you to absorb. If you're a client of mine and you're listening to this, I fucking love you, but listen to other podcasts too. Because my way is a way of doing things among thousands of other amazing ways to do things too. Now, the motive of this podcast wasn't to grill you because it's a new year or make you feel shit for setting resolutions. It's just a reality check that if you want it, you can so fucking do it and you can achieve it. And it can be exactly what you want it to be, but it's going to be hard. And hard is the investment and cost that we put in for our life to change. If you ever tell me that you don't want to do something or you can't do something because it's hard, that is a really simple expense to pay for something to change. It's hard as fuck to run 5 kilometers, but if that makes you breathe better, it's a pretty simple price to pay. It is hard as fuck to not go out on the weekend. not be with your friends, not party, not numb the negativities you experienced that week. But if that has you waking up feeling fresh, feeling self-aligned, the cost of that hard for a few hours stops you from feeling depressed, negative, anxious, worried. It's a simple and small price to pay. If you going to the gym of a morning is hard because you want to sleep in, but that has you in the body you love, the body you've dreamt of, it has you feeling confident, feeling comfortable, powerful, strong. It's a pretty fucking small price to pay. Hard is one of the hardest things to choose to do, but it is one of the smallest costs we will ever have to pay. We either choose our hard or our hard is chosen for us. You either choose to stop vaping or the hard of your lungs being fucked for the rest of your life is chosen for you. You either choose the hard of going to the gym or the hard of feeling ashamed, embarrassed, guilty, lacking confidence is chosen for you. You either choose the hard of cutting out that person that is a detriment to your life or the experience of anxiety, worry, self-clashing on your boundaries is the hard that will be chosen for you. You cannot avoid hard, but the cost of the hard you choose will always be less of an expense than the hard that is chosen for you at the end of it. And that's hard to realize, but just think back to something that didn't work for you, something that you clashed on. It's like all you uni students, you leave it to the last week. It's so hard to start it when you get the assignment 2 months out, right? But you leave it till the last week. You then spend that week not sleeping, over caffeinated, stressed, sad, fucking pulling your hair out, having emotional highs and lows. That hard's chosen for you. You could have actioned on it yourself, but instead you surrendered because you couldn't be fucked. And now you're forced into experiencing the hard either way. Again, it's unavoidable. You cannot avoid hard. Oh my God, that was such a fucking... you can't avoid hard. Hard is not going to be something that you can ever skip or slide past. It's always going to be there. And it's the difference between you choosing it or it choosing you. This is the last episode of season 2 and a season I'm so grateful for and so thankful for. This channel has grown so much. I'm actually loving the process so much. It's such a grind. The YouTube short posting consistency, if any of you haven't seen it, is such a grind, but it exposes you to many and more. Anyone who shares this, I'm always so thankful for. The episodes always do so amazing when they're reshared because it expands from my network then into all of your network. So I appreciate anyone who does share it. If you like it, that matters a lot to me too. But just for tuning in, being a listener, just a number that I see has viewed this episode just motivates me so much. This year is going to be fucking huge. Absolutely fucking massive. The biggest choices I have ever made are happening this year, solidified in stone, and the date is set. Some of the most scary things I have ever decided for myself is happening this year. It's going to be utterly crazy, but I will let that unfold for anyone who cares to stick around or is invested in the things I'm doing. I'm so proud of you for tuning in. I hope this year is kind to you, but I hope you are kind to yourself in this year more than anything. Don't forget how much control you have over the experience of this life, how powerful your choices can be, and then the fact that anything can change when you choose it to. But big love, always do it for the future you, and I appreciate you.